Hey everybody, Roma Conwayler speaking. Well, I have some ideas. A global Section 8, Section 8 being reformed by Presidents Trump and Biden, and the United Nations, not only to give every poor person in conditions similar to mine and places like nycha, where they're actually good residents who are not breaking the laws on the extreme, to give us a better chance at a better life. We could turn the project into a safe community with workers who have comprehension skills to not only not threaten the worker or the residents with evictions for simply saying, I don't have it right now. Workers are not supposed to do that. That is wrong on many levels. I am hoping, because they do not need a high school diploma or have proper coherence to terrorize the poor. Section 8 needs full modifications to fit modern times in the United Republic of Earth. And they have to have mandatory qualifications such as spiritual therapy to make sure nobody has to go through what I went through. I think we've had enough carnage in our civilization's history. We've had enough. This is a part of the recovery process for me, and then for the world too. I'm also proposing a detailed, comprehensive plan that I want put in place so every person in nycha and other projects around the world can have their apartments fixed up one by one, starting with Madison Street. So this way, every inch of those places can be safe, and they could have clean running water for everybody to drink. The water supply was poisoned with false medications, fluoride, BPAs, pesticides, and everything else that causes cancer. Just like in the food supplies, it has the same thing. Food is getting more organic on the ground level, but we can do more. The Amish have it the right way. So, let me ask you guys this. Do you want to continue being poisoned? I don't think so. The real medication, the cognitive form of therapy, does not want us to have medicines that are plant-based. They want us to be manipulated into thinking we have cognitive issues when a lot of our issues are spiritual and social issues. Because cognitive thinking created such a disaster for humanity that it has put people not only in a constant state of addiction to things like alcohol, but on a controlled basis, alcohol could be a great treat. Some of those things could be very tasty. But if you overdo it, and really overdo it, that's when it becomes a problem. Just like with tobacco. The false tobacco that's out now is nothing like what was grown way back when. You want to talk about natural? That was natural. Was it still tar related? Yes. Nowhere near the crack that it was now. Now the tobacco industry has caused more deaths than the explosions of the atomic bombs. And let me talk about global warming real quick, because this part grinds my gears. How is it that human beings who exhale carbon monoxide, CO2, that's what's melting the ice caps, but the atomic nuclei in the atomic bombs from Hiroshima, not Hiroshima, from the first two that went over Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Sorry, I'm still recuperating, everybody. Not just that, but to all the atomic disasters we've had. We all know which ones they are. That's what's causing the melting of the polar ice caps. All you have to do is just use the internet to look up the shelf life of atomic nuclei. There's no safe form of that, no matter what guys like Neil deGrasse Tyson say. He knows who I'm talking about. I'm actually excited to have a physics debate with him. I'm not trying to ruin you, big guy. But I want to meet you. I want to meet Michio Kaku. I want to meet the best of the best when it comes to physics. But the atomic nuclei was not just detonated or an accident, God forbid. You're talking about cores of these millions and millions and millions of degrees hotter than our own star. And our own star is an M class. Our star is white. It only looks the way it does in our atmosphere is because of color distortion. Because when you look at snow, snow is white. And that's reflective. We all know how that works with the sun. Our planet is beautiful. Everything on it is beautiful. We have to treat it well. We have to start by getting rid of anything poisonous that is left. We have to push Bill Gates and IBM back from buying up the farmlands globally. Why does IBM, when it's supposed to be strictly PC computer, to buying farmland and telling us what we can eat? Corn on a controlled basis can actually be very good. That's when it's genetically altered, shortening the lifespans of chickens because they're not going to be able to lay eggs. All kinds of genetic modifications, not just to the food by adding hormones to it, but they're giving these little kids adult-like features, which is not supposed to be normal at all. Why do little kids 10 years old need to look like grown adults? That is horrible. Really horrible. We need more reform. We need to push Bill Gates back so we could have more and more choices in organic foods on our level. The reason why we get massive floods on the coastal lines on our planet is because the plumbing system is very out of date. Talking about from the foundations, this is how ancient our plumbing is. Which is why we're constantly having backups. The sinks are always getting flooded. I have some toilet designs I want to use to get it patented and stuff like that, to where it uses a laser system only, and only just a tiny bit of water to keep it cool, to fry it. And as long as you stand up, just where your butt don't burn, you're good. Just follow the instructions. But, yeah. We have to update the plumbing all over the planet so we have more modern commodities that we need to survive. If we are a type 1 civilization on the Kardashev scale. We have successfully reached it. And to be real with all you, I love my Consuelos heritage. I love it. Every minute of it. I love being Roma. We need to update the plumbing. Modernize it. Because these are the same kind of people, the evil ones, who are telling us to use these weird straws or we go to jail. Yet we can't have up-to-date plumbing? Think about that. We don't have to worry about evil anymore. Update the plumbing. So this way, if a natural disaster does occur, we could actually use the data to show that the myth behind CO2 and global warming can be destroyed. And then we could do something about the atomic nuclei issue. Because first minute we started detonating those bombs is when cancer and everything started arriving. We never had cancer in our past. Once we have a fully developed civilian form of atomic energy, and that's including in the space industry of atomic space flight, we'll be fine as long as we keep it cool, But we need to update the plumbing. We need to update nycha and make Section 8 global so that way there's no more homeless problems. We could have actual social workers in the new systems. That's once the hospital systems are replaced with the military's intervention and with EMTs to keep the patients and everything there calm. It's about protecting the innocent people, and it's always been about that with me. Even when I was at my worst. I only did nothing but good for my community. That's including leading it during Superstorm Sandy. As much as I hated the old security company, and I'm glad that that's reforming too, which I am calling for that, for nycha Llama in general to be bought out by the Grand Lodge of New York State and to be officially a part of Freemason property. So we could fix up all the apartments one by one, update the plumbing, the electrical, and get rid of that god-awful boiler downstairs that they are using as a form of control. We gotta still make updates, everybody. Section 8 on a global scale for the poor, so they could have a fair chance of finding good homes in great conditions once we have the right caring Orthodox workers that know the deal of our situations. So yes, it's time to update the plumbings globally. I really do enjoy being Roman Consuelos. Mr. Biden, Mr. Trump, send these videos out, not just to the Grand Lodge, but to the UN, and let's make it happen. Section 8 needs to happen, and it needs to start at Madison 345, the orphanage where I was growing up. That place deserves better. The people in the projects deserve better. Nycha Llama, we deserve better. I will not allow a situation like mine to happen ever again. Let's make the updates happen, everybody. Remember, peaceful transitions into our Type 1 Kardashev scale civilization. Global United Republic of Earth. We can do this, everybody. We have overcome many challenges before. Scientific progress, cultural progress, spiritual progress, religious progress. I am a bridge that our society needs. And the Freemasons, the real Orthodox Freemasons, they recognize me, and I love them very much. Had it not been for the Freemasons Orthodox, I would never have been able to reunite with the Conwayler family and learn my true identity. I want to go home, but I also want to make things right. Let's make the updates happen. Nycha with those restrictions, they should also have to take spiritual therapy, like I said. No more homelessness. We all deserve a chance to live in peace. Grand Lodge, let's make the purchase of Mitchell Lama happen. Mr. Un can actually be the owner of Mitchell Lama. And that shiny symbol that I'm proud of can go all over every Mitchell Lama property, which can be recognized by the new Section 8 system. Let's make it happen, everybody.